So Shannon Sharpe, of course, we all know who Shannon Sharpe, Club Shay Shay, Uncle Shay Shay, Unc. Shannon Sharpe has been gracing our television now for over 20 plus years. Of course, he grew to popularity being on the Fox Sports Network hit show Undisputed with Skip Bayless. He created characters, he created personas. Then eventually Fox let him go. When Fox let him go, well, I don't know if I don't want to speak the wrong information. I don't know if Fox let him go or if he was or they came to a mutual agreement. I don't remember which one, but either way, he don't work at Fox anymore. And we tried to see what he was going to do next. That's when he kind of started rolling out Nightcap with him and Ocho Cinco, still running to this day. Also, he was a Monday, Tuesday guest on ESPN's First Take, which is the #1 debate sports talk show on television. During his time at ESPN, Shannon Sharpe had came across how do I want to say this? Shannon Sharpe was a part of a live stream scandal where he went live and it was him having sex with Michelle. We still don't know who Michelle is, but we do know that Michelle is the person because he clearly said Michelle. Like he that's how we know her name. So that caused him to have a little friction at ESPN, and he embarrassed his family, and it was a running joke. Of course, he was able to capitalize because that wasn't really nothing crazy. You just went live having sex. That's not the end of the world, So he was able to recover from that. And then Shannon Sharpe was on the verge of signing a $100 million podcast deal. I think it was announced that they were signing it on a Sunday. I believe 2 or 3 days later, it came out that Shannon Sharpe. What was the headline? Shannon Sharpe sexually assaulted. Is that, I guess, sexual assault? Was it sexual assault? What was it?
Yeah, I think that was. I think that was
what they were trying to tell us. Shannon Sharpe. I don't think it was sexual assault, but oh yeah, that's accusing Shannon Sharpe of sexual assault. Okay, so then he was accused of sex. I just wanted to make sure I say the right thing, so they won't do me like I'm gonna get to in a little bit. Shannon Sharpe was accused of that from his girlfriend at the time. This is the same girlfriend. And for those who've been watching this show, you've been keeping up with all of this chronologically. I just want to set all this up to get to where we at today. But Shannon Sharpe, the girl told Shannon that she wanted him to put his big black baby in her, and I believe she was young, like 21, 22, 23, something like that. She was very young and OnlyFans model. And of course, that thing played all the way out. And now, as we found out not too long ago, that he paid her about $20-something million, which caused her to quit OnlyFans. And she also found salvation. Then after that, Shannon and Ocho got hit with another lawsuit of the lady that they said got divorced from her husband at the Usher concert when the lady that went viral because she was had the cherry and all that, and they said her husband left her. Apparently that wasn't the correct information. So Shannon them got sued for that, but they settled that outside of court. I don't think there was no monetary exchanges. I think it was like her.
Was it defamation they sued him for?
Yeah, defamation.
Okay.
But I don't think no money was exchanged. It was just like to teach them a lesson. She said that she didn't want any money. She just wanted them to understand that their platform and their words have power. So that brings us all the way to where we are today, where Ray Lewis was doing an interview with some guy on the internet. I don't know who was it. Was it anybody popular? I don't think it was anybody. It wasn't like no Joe Rogan's or nothing, right?
No.
Okay, so Ray Lewis is doing an interview, and I apologize. I should have did my research, and I should have listened to the question that was asked. But Ray Lewis in his response said,
"Sorry, I found the name of the podcast."
Oh, okay. Ray Lewis basically went on there and said how, I guess it was something about the distance between him and Shannon, and he just said how Shannon, he just basically, to sum it up, I'm not gonna go word for word. To sum it up, he just was very surprised to see the route that Shannon took. He was very surprised to see Shannon doing the things that he's doing. And that wasn't his lane. If he said, if this, if this is what you're gonna do, I don't want no part of it.
Yeah, that's exactly how he said it.
That's how Relle. I know. If this is what you're gonna do, if this is the lane that you are going to go, if you're going to go down, I can't be a part of it. I gotta be a man. I don't know. He always do that. Yeah, I gotta be a man. I love the way Ray Lewis talks. He just brings you in. Just see, I can't do what the man wants me to do. He also said this, didn't he? He said, "I see Shannon do stuff that I've never seen him do. I see Shannon drinking liquor. I ain't never seen Shannon drinking liquor my whole career." Because of what he got in his family, and he didn't want to walk down the same path. Now, very passionate, but that's exactly what he said. So it was the drinking liquor and all of this stuff, and now you got the community. I wouldn't say split, because I have seen, but I wouldn't say split, but you got some people in the community of Ray Lewis is like, black people change, and Shannon Sharpe sold his soul to get where he at, and Ray ain't saying nothing wrong. And then you have the Shannon Sharpe side of it, where they're saying, man, but when you're the same one that said, come and speak to me like a man. And Shannon responded and and said that nobody had nothing to say when he was on top. Now that he's low-hanging fruit, in the words that he put it, everybody wants to pick at him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole story of what happened there. VinoFlight, I just want to know, like, one, whose side are you on here? I can't. I don't want you in the middle. I want, like, this is a it's a crazy situation, but I want to know which side that you're on and why you think that's the case. Why you think you went that way?
Oh, I'm on Shannon Sharpe side, just because I felt like it's super random. Like, for what? Like, there's no reason for you to, like, you could have easily just said, I'm happy for his success and everything. He found a lane after football. He's very successful. He ran into some things, but, bounced back, and podcast is doing great. He's doing great. I'm happy for him. It's easy to say that, but for you to go on and say, like, I never seen him do this. Like, I don't understand drinking liquor. Like,
I ain't never seen Shannon do that.
Like,
not once. Not once.
I tried to offer him a whole bottle of Crown Royal and told him to drink it with me before I went to go and kill those two people. He said, no, I can't do that. I'm like, bro, and then on top of that, like, bro, you literally had a case for murdering somebody. How dare you talk about allegedly murdering somebody? So how dare you speak about what somebody's doing who's being successful when you had your own shit that you was going through? And it's out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Let Shannon be Shannon. Congratulate him on his success and keep that shit pushing. If you want it to be you, do something about it. Make your own lane. You got a big enough name to do something about it, or that was your boy. I could have chopped it up and could have been a special guest. Who knows? But to go and just be dry hating on somebody's platform and this to come out of left field, it's crazy to me, man. I'm rocking with Uncle Shay Shay, bro. Uncle Shay Shay just trying to mind his business and get to this money. He trying to get past all of that bullshit he was in. Trying to get past that.
Shannon got some issues, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
He got to work some shit out.
I mean, a lot of people got issues, but we'll get to that. Yeah. But I think, as I kind of listened at the community and how people were split with this story. Now, I don't say split. Like I said, I didn't say split because I wanted to say pick a side, because to what I've been reading, it's been like 70-30 to the favoring the side of Ray Lewis. And the thing that people say with Ray Lewis, and Fly, I will say it, then I'll give you a chance to respond since you was Team Shannon. But the what people say about Ray Lewis, what they're saying in siding with Ray Lewis, is that he didn't say anything wrong. He didn't say anything bad, and they're saying that some people don't like being called out on their BS. And I'm just listing off a couple things that was said. This wasn't all one post or anything. But what else did I see people saying? I'm sorry, I should have had some tweets pulled up. But it's Shannon did change, and messing with the OnlyFans girl, and people trying to warn him, and Shannon don't want to listen, and he's different, and Ray just calling out. Ray known him for this long. All Ray just never seen it do it. And I will say this, and I'm gonna turn over to you to Vino. I will say this. I understand from Ray Lewis's perspective why if everything Ray Lewis is saying, if everything he's saying is true, then I can understand why he has the viewpoint that he does. So if I've never seen you drink, and I don't know Unc's situation, but I'm gonna make up a situation. So this is not what Shannon is going through. This is a made up situation going off of what Ray Lewis said. If you had an uncle or something that was a drunk and you saw him drink his life away or something like that, and you said, I don't want to end up like my uncle, and so I'm not gonna drink. And you tell people this, like I tell you that, Shannon told Ray and the other teammates. So that's why he never drank, not because of fitness or nothing, because he didn't want to go down a path. And then 20 years later, you see him drinking, you see him on social, you see him on Undisputed with the Henny and all that stuff. I can understand why you would feel that way. But what is your response to that?
Well, let me preface this by saying I understand Ray's point of view as well. Don't mean I'm side with him. I get it. But there's other ways to handle situations, especially when y'all are both Hall of Famers. If that was true, let's say that was to happen, if that was true, and you truly care about them, you truly want to help them, that's something that you do between y'all. There's things that should be kept between y'all. You don't have to go on a platform and start saying like, I ain't never seen them do this. I ain't never seen them do that. There's a difference between calling somebody out and hate. It's a fine line. Because there are some people that will call you out and they may seem like you just hating. Like, no, like I'm your dude. I'm your partner. I know what you really be doing. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. But I'm doing that to you. I'm not doing that on a platform and knowing that my name and his name, if it's some type of negative situation, is going to spark a whole bunch of clicks. I'm not doing that. If it's something serious and I really care about you, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to jump on the podcast and start saying, hey, yeah, man, I seen Raven drinking. I ain't never seen Raven drink before. Or all of a sudden she over here pouring up tequila and all type of stuff. Like, no, I'm going to tell Raven. It's a difference. Like, he could have went about that in a different way. Therefore, and being that he went about it on a podcast, on a platform who has a following, and knowing that he has a following himself, when you say stuff like that, it comes out as hate. And that's, from the outside looking in, that's what it seems like. There's no reason for you to bring that up. You could have easily just said, hey, I ain't talked to Shannon in a while, see what he's doing. I'm happy for him. Yeah. You could have left it at that. So much easier to leave it at that than to go on and start saying all of that other stuff.
Well, yes, and I do agree with you. I think too, I think the part that people miss in this, that don't know, and there's people that's watching this story and stuff for the first time, what they don't understand is that these two have been at each other. Let me not say that. They have not been at each other, but Shannon Sharpe and Ray Lewis have been distant from each other from a while now. And I want to say during Trump's first term, actually. I can't remember. I think it might have been Trump. But I think one of them, I think Ray Lewis might have went to the White House or something like that. Or Ray Lewis said something in defense. Like, basically, Ray Lewis, it's one of the things where, when black people, when they're not aligned, you got to be the enemy. You just can't have a different perspective.
Yeah.
It's one of them things where we just can't disagree. It has to be an argument just because I see things a little differently than you see things. It's one of them situations. That's when they really started to distance themselves. So that's why Ray felt comfortable to speak about him because it's not like they still have that brotherhood like they once had when Ray Lewis still. I'm not saying this right or wrong. I'm just talking from a perspective. Ray Lewis used to come on Undisputed and they used to have conversation. They used to laugh, joke, but best of friends, But I do think that what Ray Lewis it might have something to do with them being more distant. What he said as far as the content and stuff. Because yes, if I'm gonna take Ray Lewis for who I think he is and who I see him being on TV, that's not his thing. He's not gonna be on the gossip and all that. That's not his thing. And then Shannon probably didn't know it was gonna be his thing until it happened. And then like Ross, he came on the show and said wrestling became a thing. He always loved wrestling, but wrestling became a thing. So that's now
that's his niche.
I don't know. You start one thing. Who knows? This podcast, I might go from doing this to being a food critic because that's I don't know what's going to happen. I could be right here, be like, I never record myself eating food. Well, shoot, if record myself eating food, people love the content and get views. Guess what? The frick, I'm about to be a food recorder. So hey, I'm at McDonald's getting ready to try these 10 nuggets. Let's see what this cow meat tastes like. This cow chicken tastes like. I don't know. You go what, especially if it's a space you want to be in. So if you know what I'm saying. So that's what I look at Shannon. Now, another thing I hate that people now Ray Lewis didn't say this, but I hate what people are doing is that people that are siding with Ray that they say, oh, Shannon's soul is soul. People don't sell their souls, guys. Like y'all gotta stop believing. And now let me refresh that. Yes, I'm sure that there's somebody out there that sells their soul. I know sell their soul technically means a lot of things to a lot of different people. It can mean signing a bad contract because you just want to get money. Selling your soul can be faking a marriage with a celebrity's famous celebrity's daughter so that you can get into the whatever the case can be. Selling your soul can look differently, but I don't think being in the podcast space and you just found a niche, selling your soul in the niche is two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like this is his niche. Like the interview, believe it or not, I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how people feel about some of the interviews that he did. Shannon Sharpe is a great interviewer. He can get carried away sometimes, and he get the ooh and taking over and see and telling his part that nobody wants to hear. He can get like that, but for the most part, he is a great interviewer. People have said that they feel comfortable in speaking to him. First of all, he's not even an interviewer. He said it multiple times. If you want a 60-second interview, a 60-minute interview, excuse me, you can go watch that. I'm a conversationalist. That's what he says. So he's good at what he does. He has a niche for it. People want to come speak to him and talk and have a platform. You know what I mean? Like, and he's the one that keeps blocking his blessings with, the sex tape. That backs some people out. I know he said on one of the episodes of Nightcap that he had his biggest guest. I don't know if this is still somebody that he ended up getting or not, but at that time he said, I had my biggest guest lined up to come on the show. And it would have been he said, I remember the specific, he said it would have been my biggest guest to date. And they backed out. So because of the sex thing. And then I'm sure with the OnlyFans model and the $20 million lawsuit, that backed people off.
Yeah.
So, it's like you keep shooting himself in his own foot, but he's still good at what he does. And the drinking thing, I get now that part I can understand, Ray. I mean, that's still none of our business. But if that was the case, it's like, well, if that's the reason why you stopped drinking, then I get it.
Never know. And then on top of that, like I understand, like when you want a team, especially at the pro level, you spend the majority of your time with that team. Right?
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah. So it's like you don't, but also there's times they may be able to get away. You don't know what they're doing on that time. I mean, I get it. You ain't never seen them drinking. Y'all were close. But I don't know, man. All the other stuff, like the drinking thing is one thing, but when you're talking about this content, this, that, and the third, like, bruh, he got something. He built something from the ground up. It became successful. Have some of the most viewed and interacted videos on YouTube of all time. Like, congratulate him for the success that he has. Don't sit here and say, I ain't never seen him do this type of content. I don't know who this shit. Like, shut up, bro. Like, just congratulate. What's so hard about just congratulating him and pushing forward? And everybody ain't got to be in that beef. Everybody ain't got to be in that beef. And if people of that stature should know better than anybody. I can't give people a pass on that. When you are that high in stature of an athlete, you can't let that happen.
But we didn't hear the whole interview either. The whole, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what
and we definitely could have got clickbaited for sure.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So we don't know what. So that's the only part that I'm disagreeing with is the out of nowhere, because I don't know if the conversation went that way. You know, so because sometimes you just flow in a conversation, then you just start talking. So I don't know what was asked. You know, I'm sure it just didn't. Maybe it was. Maybe it was like, "What's your favorite food?" All right. So what happened with you and Shannon? Like, it could have been like that.
I mean, it could have been like that, but also at the same time, I'm looking at it. I call it out of nowhere because obviously I don't know. I didn't watch that podcast, nor did I care to go back and watch the whole thing to see the context of it. But also, I personally haven't heard anything about Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharpe since Shannon Sharpe been popping. So
yeah, it was.
It could have been that big. It could have been that big of a thing anyway. Therefore, for me, it's out of nowhere. If that makes sense.
I can't remember what somebody did something. I hate that I've been trying to look it up over here, but somebody did something to where it really started their division in their friendship. But I know Ray went to the White House, but I don't think it was that. I think somebody did something, and it was a tweet. I forgot what it was, but nonetheless, it is what it is, and we'll just keep them both lifted up in prayer. Because that don't make no sense. But Shannon got to calm down. Yeah. He need to. I agree with Monique. Now he just need to find him an older lady, about 41. That's nice looking 41-year-old ladies, and then just be all right. He got to lead them 21, 22. My thing is, I don't know, Shannon. What are you even talking about them about? Like, what are you talking with them about? They talking about Young Thug. You talking about Al Green?
Yeah, the youngest he should be going is like 37, 38.
I'm not gonna tell that man who to love, but it's kind of like Bill Belichick as well. Bill Belichick, like what? Like when you're that old, like, what can you be talking to a 21-year-old, 22-year-old about?
For what? Like, I don't get that, yo.
You remember John F. Kennedy getting assassinated? And she wasn't even allowed to see the Twin Towers fall.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
That is insane, bro. That is insane.
Well, Ravens ain't no talking to do. They ain't talking. They getting to it. You are right. They are. They
definitely getting to it.
They definitely getting to it. But it's just. Yeah, I guess. I mean, and then you know how it is too. Women, it's some money involved. Everybody can look good.
Yeah,
you see a 6-pack under that fat stuff.